As per the officials of the Indian Air Force, IAF C-130 aircraft recently carried out a night landing at the Kargil Airstrip. The Indian Air Force shared a tweet that said, and I quote, "In a first, an IAF C-130 aircraft recently carried out a night landing at the Kargil Airstrip employing terrain masking en route. The exercise also dovetailed a training mission of the Garrett." So this is the latest that is coming in at this point of time. Meanwhile, my colleague Ajay Jandyal joins us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Ajay, over to you. What more details can you share with our viewers?
Well, see, it's a big victory for the security forces, especially those who have deployed on the line of actual control. Because if you see that line of actual control, where forces, Indian Army, ITBP, basically they are, standing, eye to eye to the Chinese troops. What we have seen in the recent past, that China have many a time created trouble and tried to, do incursion on these areas. And if aircraft is landing during the night, means that it is going to strengthen the forces. If any emergency arises, on the Ladakh, then Air Force can be able to, drop the troops or do anything even during the night. So definitely it is going to strengthen the forces over there. C-130 Hercules aircraft is a 4-engine aircraft which can take the troops, which can take the ammunition and other thing which is required there on the line of actual control. Any time that indicates that this is the first such landing during the night in Ladakh. But in the coming time, Indian Air Force is going to try other other big aircraft as well. We have seen in the past that Hercules, the big Globemaster that have landed in Ladakh, which was the first achievement, and this is the second achievement when C-130 has landed there in Ladakh successfully. That indicates and given a message to the neighboring country that if you try to create any trouble on the line of actual control, you will have to face the consequences.
Right, absolutely, Ajay. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast and sharing those details with our viewers. But meanwhile, Group Captain UK Devnath, defence expert, joins us live. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us on NewsX. Now, what do you make of this big development coming in?
Yes, very important tactical maneuver exercise carried out by Indian Air Force. Kargil Airstrip is just next to LOC. And 1999, we fought a big battle and skirmish with Pak forces at the Kargil LOC areas. What is very important is this time this landing was carried out at night. At night, the C-130J is quite capable of low-level flying, and it has got infrared devices, infrared goggles are available to the pilot, and most important is that this time it flew what is called terrain masking. During combat, C-130 is capable of deploying our commandos, Garud commandos or army para commandos behind enemy lines, for which it may have to reach the enemy lines. It has to enter enemy terrain at low level, avoiding detection by enemy radars. Technique used is called terrain masking, wherein this C-130 pilot flies his aircraft in such a manner into enemy territory so that between the enemy's radar, that is the threat radar, and the aircraft, there is a high feature, high ground, hillock, or some jungle high trees. So the aircraft remains masked behind the hillock and is not visible to enemy radar. Also, another technique which is used during such exercises is what is called NOE. There are occasions that is nip of the earth flying. There are occasions when there may not be any high hill or high tree in between the enemy radar and the C-130J. In that case, the terrain ID is flat. So to avoid early detection by enemy radar, this aircraft flies very low over the ground doing NOE, nip of the earth flying. Now, Kargil airfield also is difficult to land at night because during the approach to landing, there are hills, very steep hills on left and right side of the shoulder. So the pilot has to fly very accurately so that if he deviates from the approach path, then there is a likelihood of a collision with the hills. Our Garud commandos are trained to land at such terrain. They can jump out of the aircraft using their parachute, or the moment the aircraft lands, they can jump out from the. There's a ramp behind C-130, and they can make a quick exit, thereby allowing this C-130 to take off again from enemy territory and land back. C-130 undercarriage is strengthened, so if required, it can land in enemy territory over hardened ground also. It need not be a runway always. At Kargil, another challenge which comes in is snow. During landing, the snow may get blown up by the prop wash of the aircraft. So this kicked out snow creates a condition what is called snow blindness, the whiteout. The snow covers the cockpit in such a manner so that the pilot is not able to see anything outside his cockpit. In that case, he has to use his instruments only to make a safe landing or safe takeoff. So, all in all, very crucial but slightly risky exercise carried out by Indian Air Force, which will be very useful during wartime. Yes.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.